All right, sunshine seekers and wisdom enthusiasts, get ready because today we're taking a deep dive into the fascinating world of Hindu sun worship.
Yes, we are.
And we've got some incredible source material for you, an excerpt from the Brahma Purana, specifically chapter 18.
Absolutely. We're going to unpack rituals, rewards,
Ooh, rewards.
and even some surprising connections to deeper philosophical concepts in Hinduism.
You're going to learn why the sun holds such a powerful position in this tradition and how its worship goes way beyond just the physical sun.
Way beyond.
So where should we begin with this sun-drenched exploration?
Well, the Brahma Purana itself is a vast collection of myths, stories, and teachings.
A major text,
Definitely a major text.
giving us a glimpse into the rich tapestry of Hindu beliefs and practices.
And in chapter 18, we get this incredible focus on Surya,
Surya, the sun god.
the sun god, and how his worship goes way beyond just offering prayers to the sun in the sky.
So it's not just about like doing sun salutations every morning.
No, not at all.
There's a deeper layer to it.
Exactly. The text dives right into the concept of bhakti, which is often translated as devotion. But it's not just about outward actions.
Right.
It's about cultivating a genuine inner connection with Surya, a deep sense of reverence and love.
So it's more about the intention behind the actions, the heart connection,
Yeah.
rather than just going through the motions.
You got it. And what's fascinating is how the Brahma Purana lays out a path for deepening this connection with Surya. It recognizes that not everyone starts as a full-blown devotee.
You don't just wake up one morning and decide, I'm going to be a sun worshiper.
Right.
It's a process.
Exactly. You might begin by simply listening to stories about Surya,
Oh, okay.
absorbing the myths and legends that surround him.
Okay.
Then your devotion might deepen through practices like praising him, chanting his names, or performing rituals in his honor.
It's just like a step-by-step guide, starting with exposure
Yes,
and gradually increasing your engagement.
that's a great way to put it.
I like that.
And the text even acknowledges that simply remembering Surya throughout your daily activities.
Oh, wow. Holding his image in your mind is a powerful form of devotion.
So even small acts done with intention can cultivate that connection.
I like that it feels very approachable, like anyone can incorporate a bit of sun worship into their life,
Exactly.
regardless of how busy they are.
Exactly. It's not about grand gestures, but about consistent effort and sincerity of heart.
Okay, so we've got this emphasis on bhakti, on cultivating a deep connection with Surya. But the text also talks about some pretty incredible rewards for devoted followers, right?
It does. And this is where we get into some of the more intriguing aspects of Hindu cosmology.
Oh, intriguing.
The Brahma Purana promises benefits like freedom from sin,
Freedom from sin.
the attainment of spiritual merit equivalent to performing a powerful Vedic sacrifice called Ashvamedha Yajna,
Okay.
and even reaching a high spiritual state after death.
Wow, okay, we're talking some serious benefits here. Freedom from sin, spiritual power, a good afterlife.
It's like hitting the cosmic jackpot.
It is, but it's not about just wanting these things for selfish reasons, right?
Yeah.
The Brahma Purana is framing these rewards within the context of the ultimate goal in Hinduism,
Okay.
which is spiritual liberation,
Yeah.
or moksha. It's about transcending the cycle of birth and death and merging with the ultimate reality.
So it's not about worldly success, but about aligning yourself with a higher purpose.
Yes,
A cosmic principle.
precisely. The text suggests that by connecting with Surya, who embodies light, knowledge, and life-giving energy,
Yes.
you can move towards a deeper understanding of yourself and the universe, eventually even breaking free from the cycle of rebirth.
Okay, so it's not just about worshiping the sun and the sky. It's about aligning yourself with these powerful qualities that Surya represents: light, knowledge, life force.
Yes.
That's a really interesting perspective. But then there's this whole other layer that I found fascinating.
Okay.
The concept of Surya having multiple forms.
Yes.
It's like he's a cosmic multitasker.
Yes. The text describes Surya as having 12 distinct forms,
Well,
each with its own name and function in the cosmos. It's
Right.
mind-blowing, right? It's like each form represents a different facet of Surya's power. You've got Indra,
king of the god.
embodying Surya's leadership and strength. Then there's Parjanya,
The rain god.
connected to Surya's ability to nourish and sustain life, and even Vivasvan, who represents the digestive fire within us, breaking down food and providing energy.
Right. What's fascinating here is that the concept of Surya having 12 forms reflects this broader Hindu idea that the divine manifests in diverse and multifaceted ways.
It's like different expressions of the same divine energy, kind of like how in Hinduism there's the concept of avatars Vishnu incarnating as Rama or Krishna.
Yes.
Different forms with different roles, but ultimately expressions of the same divine essence.
Exactly. It's a recurring theme in Hinduism, this idea of unity and diversity, one force manifesting in countless ways.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. It's like the universe is this grand orchestra and Surya is playing all the instruments.
I like that.
But then the Brahma Purana takes this whole concept of sun worship to an even deeper level, right?
You're talking about the dialogue between the sage Narada and the sun god Mitra.
Yeah.
This is where things get really cosmic.
This is where my mind started to bend a little.
Yeah.
Mitra drops some serious knowledge about this supreme, formless reality called Brahman. We're talking about a single, all-pervading consciousness
Yes.
that's both within and beyond all things.
It's a challenging concept to grasp for sure. Imagine the ocean and its waves. Each wave is distinct, yet ultimately inseparable from the vast ocean that gives it form in a similar way. Everything in existence, including the sun god, is a manifestation of this ultimate reality, Brahman.
Okay, I think I'm starting to get at it. So even the sun god, as powerful as he is ultimately worshiping this higher reality. That's a pretty humbling thought. If even Surya bows down to something greater, where does that leave us?
It's a profound question, and the Brahma Purana invites us to contemplate our own place within this vast interconnected cosmos.
So it's not just about worshiping the physical sun in the sky. It's about recognizing a deeper principle of unity, acknowledging that even the most powerful forces in the universe are connected to something beyond themselves.
Exactly. It encourages a shift in perspective, a recognition that we are all part of this grand cosmic dance.
Wow, okay.
Hmm.
I definitely need a moment to process all of that. We've got bhakti, the rewards, the multiple forms of Surya, and now this mind-bending concept of Brahman. It's like peeling back the layers of an onion, revealing deeper and deeper truths.
And there's still more to come. The Brahma Purana doesn't stop there. It goes on to describe the origin story behind why Surya performs this intense tapasya or spiritual practice,
Oh!
which led him to his exalted position.
Wait, so even the sun god had to work for it? I thought he was just, born into cosmic royalty.
Not quite according to the text. Surya, driven by a deep desire for true knowledge and liberation, embarked on a rigorous journey of self-discovery. He sought to understand the true nature of reality.
Okay.
And this involved intense discipline and self-reflection.
So even a god as powerful as Surya had to strive for spiritual growth. That's pretty humbling.
It is.
But why did he do it?
Well, that's a story for part 2 of our deep dive.
Okay, now you've really got me hooked.
Yeah. Get ready, because the Brahma Purana is about to reveal the incredible feats and surprising struggles that even a sun god has to face on the path to enlightenment.
I can't wait.
Me neither. So, picking up where we left off, let's delve into the story of Surya's tapasya. It's almost like finding out Superman had to go through superhero training.
Okay, color me intrigued. We left off with Surya, the sun god, embarking on this intense spiritual journey to attain true knowledge and liberation. It's hard to imagine a being of such power needing to go through that kind of struggle.
Right, but that's exactly what the Brahma Purana highlights. Even Surya had to go through a period of intense spiritual discipline to achieve his exalted position. And the text tells us that, driven by this deep desire, he went to the holy city of Kashi, also known as Varanasi.
Kashi, that's a name that carries so much weight. Even today, it's considered one of the most sacred cities in Hinduism, right?
Exactly. It's a place steeped in spiritual significance, a place where the veil between the physical and spiritual realms is said to be thin. So Surya essentially chose a power spot to amplify his spiritual practice.
Smart move, but what did this tapasya actually involve? Was Surya like meditating under a cosmic magnifying glass for 1,000 years?
Not quite a magnifying glass, but the text describes him standing on one leg, focusing his mind and energy on the supreme reality Brahman for 1,000 divine years.
1,000 years.
Mm.
Standing on one leg, even for a few minutes, that takes serious balance and focus.
It's definitely a powerful image meant to convey Surya's unwavering dedication and incredible willpower. And remember, we're talking about divine years here, which, according to Hindu cosmology, are considerably longer than our earthly years.
Okay, that makes it slightly less daunting, but still talk about commitment. But what was the purpose? Why did Surya choose this particular practice?
According to the Brahma Purana, Surya's tapasya wasn't just a personal self-improvement project. It had a cosmic purpose.
Now, this is what gets me excited. The idea that individual spiritual practice can have ripple effects on the entire universe. So Surya wasn't just trying to level up his own spiritual game.
Exactly. His intense practice helped to stabilize the earth and maintain the cosmic order. The text describes his focused energy radiating outward, bringing balance and harmony to the universe.
So in a way, Surya was acting as a cosmic anchor, preventing everything from spiraling out of control.
You could say that his tapasya was a selfless act that benefited all beings.
That's a pretty mind-blowing concept, and it makes me think if even the sun god, this incredibly powerful being, had to work so hard to maintain cosmic balance. What does that say about our role as humans?
It's a question the text invites us to ponder. If Surya, with all his might, needed this intense practice to fulfill his cosmic duty, it certainly highlights the importance of our own efforts to cultivate inner peace and contribute to the well-being of the world around us.
Right? We may not be sun gods, but we have a responsibility to play our part in maintaining balance both within ourselves and in the larger world. It's like we're all tiny suns radiating our own energy.
That's a beautiful way to put it, and there's another fascinating aspect to the story that connects back to what we were discussing earlier about bhakti or devotion.
Tell me more. I'm always up for learning how these different pieces fit together.
Well, the Brahma Purana describes how during Surya's intense tapasya in Kashi, his sweat transformed into a sacred river.
Wait, his sweat turned into a river. I'm picturing something quite epic. What was so special about this divine perspiration?
This river, known as the Aditya Ganga, is said to possess incredible purifying power. And this is where the connection to bhakti comes in. The text states that bathing in the Aditya Ganga is equivalent to directly worshiping Surya.
So it's like a spiritual shortcut, a way to receive the blessings of the sun god without having to perform intense austerities for 1,000 years.
You could see it that way. It highlights the idea that even indirect acts of devotion can be incredibly powerful.
That's encouraging. We were talking earlier about how even small acts done with intention can deepen that connection with the divine. This adds another dimension to it.
Exactly. It suggests that the energy and blessings of Surya, and by extension the divine, can flow to us in unexpected ways, even through seemingly mundane actions like taking a dip in a sacred river.
Okay, so we've got Surya performing this intense tapasya for the well-being of the universe, his sweat turning into a sacred river that purifies and connects people to him. The Brahma Purana is really painting a vivid picture here.
It is, and it doesn't stop there. The text also delves into the symbolism of Surya's chariot, which plays a central role in his daily journey across the sky.
Ooh, the chariot. I've always been fascinated by those depictions of Surya riding across the heavens in his magnificent chariot. What's the deeper meaning behind that image?
Well, the chariot itself is symbolic of the journey of the sun across the sky, representing the passage of time and the cyclical nature of day and night.
That makes sense. It's like a celestial vehicle carrying the sun on its eternal course.
Exactly, but there's more to it than just being a mode of transport. The Brahma Purana describes Surya's chariot as being drawn by 7 horses.
7 horses, that seems pretty specific. Is there a reason for that number?
There is, each horse represents one of the 7 colors of the rainbow.
Okay, that's beautiful. So there's a connection to light, which is fitting given Surya's association with radiance and illumination.
Precisely. And the number 7 itself holds deep symbolic significance in Hinduism. It represents the 7 chakras, the 7 musical notes, and even the 7 sages or rishis.
So the chariot isn't just a chariot, it's like a microcosm of cosmic principles and spiritual concepts. I love how the Brahma Purana weaves these layers of meaning into seemingly simple images.
Absolutely. And there's one more detail that adds to the richness of this symbolism. The charioteer who guides Surya's chariot is none other than the god Arun.
Aruna, I'm not as familiar with him. What's his role in all of this?
Arun is often depicted as the personification of the dawn. He's the one who heralds the arrival of the sun, announcing a new day and chasing away the darkness.
That's a beautiful image. He's like the cosmic alarm clock, but much more poetic.
He represents the transition from darkness to light, from ignorance to knowledge, and his presence on the chariot suggests that the journey of the sun is not just about the physical movement across the sky, but also about the spiritual journey of awakening and enlightenment.
So we've got this incredible chariot drawn by rainbow-colored horses, guided by the god of dawn, representing the passage of time, the cycles of nature, and the journey of spiritual awakening. The Brahma Purana is really packing a lot of punch into these symbolic descriptions.
It is, and it's important to remember that these stories weren't just meant to be taken literally. They were designed to engage our imaginations and inspire us to contemplate the mysteries of the universe and our place within it.
It's like a cosmic puzzle box filled with clues and symbols pointing toward deeper truths.
Exactly, and there's still more to uncover as we continue our exploration of this chapter. Are you ready to dive deeper into the Brahma Purana's wisdom?
Absolutely lead the way. So we've got this incredible chariot drawn by rainbow-colored horses with Arun the Dawn god as the charioteer representing all these amazing cosmic concepts. What else does the Brahma Purana reveal about this sun-powered vehicle?
Well, there's one detail that might seem a bit odd at first.
Okay.
The Brahma Purana describes the chariot as having only one wheel.
One wheel. That's a pretty unique design choice. How does a chariot even function with just one wheel? Wouldn't it be constantly tipping over?
Remember, we're dealing with symbolic imagery here, not a blueprint for an actual chariot.
Right. Yeah.
The single wheel represents the cyclical nature of time.
Okay.
This eternal flow of creation, preservation, and dissolution.
Ah, okay. So it's like the wheel of time constantly turning, bringing about change and renewal. It makes sense that even the sun god's chariot would be bound to the cycles of time.
Exactly. And the text goes on to emphasize that Surya's chariot is constantly moving forward, never stopping, just like time itself.
That's a powerful reminder to stay present and keep moving forward in our own lives rather than getting stuck in the past or worrying about the future.
Precisely. The Brahma Purana is using the imagery of the chariot to encourage us to embrace the flow of time and make the most of each moment.
I'm loving these cosmic life lessons, but before we wrap up our exploration of Hindu sun worship, I have one more question. We've talked about rituals, rewards, deeper philosophical concepts, and even the symbolism of the chariot. But I'm curious about the practical takeaway for the average person. How can we apply these ancient teachings to our modern lives?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
The Brahma Purana's teachings on sun worship might seem very ancient and removed from our daily concerns,
Right.
but they actually offer some valuable insights that are still relevant today.
Give me an example. How can someone who's not a Hindu priest or a dedicated sun worshiper connect with these ideas?
Well, the text's emphasis on bhakti, on cultivating a genuine connection with the divine, is a powerful reminder that spirituality isn't about rigid rules or complicated rituals. It's about nurturing that inner relationship with something greater than ourselves.
So it's about finding ways to connect with the sacred in our own unique ways.
Yes.
It could be through meditation, spending time in nature, or simply appreciating the beauty around us.
Exactly. It's about recognizing that spark of the divine within ourselves and in the world around us. And the story of Surya's tapasya teaches us the importance of discipline, focus, and perseverance in our own pursuits, whether they're spiritual or worldly. It reminds us that even the most radiant beings had to put in the work to achieve their goals.
So no shortcuts to success even for the sun god.
Not exactly, but the good news is the Brahma Purana also emphasizes that even small, consistent efforts can make a big difference. It's about showing up regularly and making an effort, even if it's just for a few minutes each day.
Consistency over intensity. I like that it feels much more sustainable. And what about the symbolism of the chariot? What can we learn from that?
The image of Surya's chariot constantly moving forward reminds us that time is precious.
Yeah.
And that we should strive to live our lives with purpose and intention rather than letting time slip away.
No time for procrastination.
Exactly.
We've got to make each moment count.
The Brahma Purana is encouraging us to embrace the present moment and live fully.
Wow, that's a lot to unpack from just one chapter of this ancient text. It's amazing how these teachings can still speak to us thousands of years later.
It is. It's a testament to the enduring wisdom of Hinduism and the power of these ancient stories to convey profound truths about the human experience.
Well, I don't know about you, but I'm feeling inspired to bring a little more of that sun god energy into my life.
That's the perfect takeaway. And remember, even if you can't physically bask in the sun's warmth every day, you can always cultivate that inner radiance of knowledge, compassion, and purpose.
Beautifully said. So for all you listeners out there, as you go about your day, take a moment to appreciate the sun's life-giving energy. And remember the wisdom we've uncovered in this deep dive into Hindu sun worship. Who knew there was so much depth to those golden rays? Thanks for joining us. And until next time, keep seeking knowledge and keep shining bright.